Tokyo, October 1977. Hotel lobby, just past 8 in the morning. Niki Lauda stepped out of the elevator, early. The race was over, the season almost done. A journalist approached. Italian, held out a microphone. "Niki, comment on leaving Ferrari?" Lauda stopped. "What?" "You and Ferrari. The split. Is it true?" "Who said that?" The journalist pulled a newspaper from his pocket. Corriere dello Sport, printed that morning. Lauda took it, read the headline, "Lauda lascia la Ferrari." His face didn't change, but his hand trembled, slight, the edge of the paper. "When was this printed?" "This morning. Rome." "You didn't know?" Lauda didn't answer. The journalist waited, then asked, "Did you talk to Ferrari?" Lauda looked up. "No, not at all. No." "So, you're learning this right now?" Lauda looked at the paper, read his own name, read his own firing. "Yes, right now. Two-time world champion, Ferrari's star, the man who came back from death. And he learned he was fired from the morning newspaper. Enzo Ferrari hadn't said a word. No call, no meeting, no explanation. Just the press. That same morning in Maranello, Enzo Ferrari read the same newspaper. Said nothing. How did they get here? 2 years earlier, everything was different. 1975. When Lauda joined Ferrari, he did something no one had done. He told Ferrari he was wrong. First meeting. Engine setup being discussed. Ferrari suggested a method. Lauda, "That won't work." The room froze. Ferrari looked at him. "Why?" "Because it creates turbo lag. We'll lose power out of corners." Ferrari listened quietly. "What do you suggest?" Lauda explained. "Technical, clear, definite." Ferrari, "Try it." Lauda tried it. It worked. He won. End of season, world champion. And something changed for Ferrari. Trust. But trust was dangerous. Because Lauda wasn't just talented. He was authority. And in Ferrari's factory, there could only be one authority. August 1976. Nürburgring, Germany. Lauda crashed. The car caught fire. He was trapped inside. For 6 minutes, he burned. Hospital, face bandaged, lungs damaged. Doctors. "Racing's over." Lauda lay in bed. Door opened. A visitor came. Team manager. Not Ferrari. Manager. "Team's looking for a replacement driver." Lauda looked at him. "What?" "Season's continuing. One car's empty. We need a backup." "Did Enzo say anything?" The manager stopped. "No? Like get well or anything?" "No." Silence. 6 weeks later, Lauda raced, face bandaged, in pain. He lost the championship that season. But he understood something. He wasn't a person. He was a part. And parts were replaceable. 1977 began. New season. On the surface, everything seemed normal. Lauda winning. Ferrari watching. But in meetings, something had changed. Lauda made suggestions. Ferrari said, "We'll see." Lauda requested tests. Ferrari said, "No time." In one meeting, a design was presented. Lauda, "This is wrong. Unbalanced." The engineer looked at Ferrari. Ferrari, "Continue." To the engineer, not to Lauda. "But Niki." "I said continue." Lauda stood up. "You're not listening to me." Ferrari looked, cold. "I listened. I decided." "Then I can't race with that car." "Then don't race." Lauda sat down. No more words. Why? Someone close to Ferrari explained years later. Niki used the media very well. Papers loved him. Hero who came back from death. And in interviews he talked. A lot about what Ferrari did, what Ferrari should do. Enzo learned this and saw something. The driver was becoming more famous than the team. This was dangerous. Because for Enzo, a driver was a part, replaceable. But Lauda was starting to look irreplaceable. Media was putting him at the center. Enzo couldn't accept that. The team was everything. The driver was temporary. Summer. Racing continued. Lauda was winning, but Ferrari wasn't coming to races anymore. On the podium, Lauda stood alone, received the cup, no one celebrating. Lauda tried to call Ferrari. Secretary, he's not available. When will he be? I don't know. Lauda called again. Next day, a week later, 2 weeks later, every time. Not available. Something else was happening at the factory. Engineers came to meetings, sat, waited. Before there would be discussion, exchange of ideas, voices rising. Now, silence. Ferrari would say something. Everyone would nod. A young engineer once asked a question. But this solution... Ferrari looked at him. Just looked. The engineer went quiet. A week later, he was transferred to another department. An old worker remembers, after 1977, the factory changed. People stopped talking, just started waiting for orders, like robots. Because everyone knew, speak up and you become invisible. Hallways went quiet. In the cafeteria, people sat side by side but didn't talk. Before, there would be laughter, jokes, arguments. Now, just sounds of forks and knives. Someone asked, why did it become like this? No one answered, but everyone knew. Lauda had spoken. Lauda had disappeared. The message was clear. September, end of season approaching. Lauda wouldn't be champion. Good, but not enough. No word from Ferrari. Nothing. End of season meeting? No. Celebration? No. Contract discussion for next season? No. Lauda waited. 1 week, 2 weeks. Silence. An engineer quietly told him, be ready. For what? No answer came. And then Tokyo. Hotel, journalist, newspaper. He went back to his room, picked up the phone, called the factory. Secretary. Enzo, can't talk. Can't or won't. Silence. Then, won't. Lauda hung up. One thought went through him. I wasn't even there. Next day, other papers wrote about it. Details, disagreement, split. Lauda didn't respond to any of them, because there was nothing to say. Ferrari hadn't told him anything. Only the press had. A week later, official statement came from Ferrari. Our agreement with Niki Lauda has ended. 3 sentences. Final. Lauda read it. 2 years of work, 2 championships, coming back from death, hundreds of races. And the end was 3 sentences. In a newspaper. Years later, Lauda told an interviewer, Enzo and I never talked. One day we were talking, the next day, gone. He disappeared. Phones didn't connect. Meetings didn't happen. Then the newspaper, Tokyo, morning paper. How did I feel? Empty. We hadn't fought. We hadn't talked. I'd just been erased. Did he ever apologize? Lauda laughed. Bitter. Enzo Ferrari doesn't apologize. Did Ferrari win? On the surface, yes. Lauda left. Ferrari stayed. Control preserved. But something in the factory had changed. People no longer shared their ideas, didn't ask their questions, didn't laugh, just worked. In silence. An old worker said years later, after Lauda left, the factory became more efficient. No arguments, no delays. Everything ran smoothly. But something was missing. Humanity. People were there, but not like people, like parts. Ferrari kept control. But what he controlled was now just metal and silence. Lauda went to another team, McLaren. In 1984, he became champion again, without Ferrari. Ferrari found other drivers, kept racing. Who won? Maybe no one, because no one shouted but everyone lost. Lauda lost. 2 years given to a place and couldn't get a single sentence back. Ferrari lost. He surrendered his factory to silence. Workers lost. They forgot how to speak. One question remains. What was the silence? Was it power or was it fear? Ferrari won by staying silent, but when he looked at what he won, he only saw an empty factory. Lauda lost by speaking, but where he went, he found his voice. Which is heavier? Being fired to your face, or learning from a newspaper? Fighting and losing, or being erased as if you never existed? The answer is yours. But there's one truth. After 1977, the hallways in Maranello were quiet. People walked side by side but didn't talk. Meetings happened but no discussion. The factory worked but didn't live. Enzo Ferrari had won. But around him, only silence remained. And maybe that was the greatest loss. No one shouted, but everyone lost.